Hello, good evening. Welcome to One Live broadcast. This is a program that we do every weekend. We discuss random topics. It's about family issues, culture, and society. So you you call the number that is on the screen to join in on the program. It's a WhatsApp call, and also you can leave your comment on the comment section. Okay, so we are live now. Um, we are live on Facebook. We are live on Twitter, _Twitter. So you can join us on any of those platforms. Okay. Welcome and good evening. The time is 7:01 UK time, 7 p.m. That's 7:01 UK time, 7 p.m. Okay, let's join. We're just gonna start immediately on what we have this evening. If you look on the screen, you see what we're going to discuss this evening. Throughout the week, we've been discussing on arguments. We're discussing on arguments, conflict in a relationship, disagreements, and all that. So that's what we'll be discussing. Tonight, we'll be discussing on what causes arguments in a relationship. What are those things that brings disagreement in a relationship? What are those things that bring conflict in a relationship? That's what we're discussing this evening. And line is open. You can call anytime to join the program. Okay, the line is open. You can call, contribute, bring your opinion, your views on what you think that brings conflict, that brings argument, that brings disagreement in a relationship. Like I said, throughout the week, we'll be discussing on arguments in a relationship, how to manage arguments and the positives that you can get from the conflict. Some people are trying so much to deflect or avoid anything that would bring arguments in their relationship. Like yesterday, the gentleman that called said that it's good. It's good to avoid argument. That is good. That when you're arguing, that you just have to get away or step out when you're angry or anything that will bring the argument. That is good for you to just move away, step away, or just go out. When the tension calm, then you can come back in and then you can discuss with your partner or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Then you guys can sort things out. I know that most of, like I said, many people maybe they try in a situation whereby they would not argue. They try to avoid it. Even when things are not right, when their partner is doing something that they don't like, instead of them to confront that problem, they try to avoid it. Understand? They try to deflate it. Understand? Just because you don't want to argue or you don't want any argument in your relationship, you are just suffocating that relationship, because if you don't confront it and you're running away from it, at the long run, it's going to become a big issue, because issues are good to confront, sort them out instead of running away from it. You understand? So any little thing that maybe brings argument or dispute, you just run away because you don't want to confront it. I don't think that is really good. So it's good to confront it, sorry out. Understand? Disagreement in a relationship is good to have it sometimes. It's good to have disagreement. It's good because every human beings, you are human. The person you are in a relationship is human. Understand? So humans, they agree and disagree. Understand? They agree and disagree. You know, that is something that always happens every time. You agree and disagree all the time. You have all your senses, you have your eyes will see things, your brain and your mind will process it. Then your mouth will do what? Speak. So when you see things that need to be addressed and improved, you need to speak out. You need to talk to your partner. You need to say it out so that you're going to sort that thing out immediately. You understand? So I don't think it's really advisable to run away from conflict or run away from argument. Sometimes, yes, when the argument heated up to a stage whereby you know that maybe it might lead to being aggressive, someone being aggressive or turn into violence, yes, you can walk away. You can walk away because at that moment, nobody gonna listen to each other. Nobody gonna like talk to each other. Nobody gonna listen to each other. So because everyone is shouting up on top of their voice, nobody can listen. So it's better to walk away. When everything is calm, then you can come back and confront it. Make an avenue whereby both of you can talk to each other, listen to each other, make the environment cool, make it friendly so that you can express your views, express your opinion to the person, and the person will have to like listen. Understand? So that's what we'll discuss this evening. The line is open. I would like you to call me to join the program. So what are those things that causes argument in a relationship? What are those things that you think that causes argument in a relationship? You can put them on the comment section. I'll read them out. Read them on the comment section. I'll read them out. What are the things that you think that yes, they bring argument, they bring disagreement in a relationship? There are a lot of things that people do, a lot of things that people do all the time that brings what? See, that brings argument. Sometimes they do those things unknowingly. They do those things without even knowing that they're doing something that is bad or something that things that partner don't like. So there are a few of them. If you know some of them, you can put on the comment section, or the line is open. You can call and let me know what you think. Okay. There are some of them that I noticed. Some of them that, yes, maybe you might agree with me that it happens. It brings disagreement, or it brings argument or something like that, or conflict in a relationship. Understand that one of them, I think, is when someone is self-centered, or you can refer to it as selfishness. When one partner only thinks about themselves. When one partner only thinks about themselves. They want everything to be centered around them. Everything to be centered on them. You don't, you did what you hear when you maybe you argue with them or you're talking with them or there's any bit of disagreement, all you're gonna hear is what? You did me this, you did me that, you said this to me, you said that. It's all about you did that. It's all about them because everything is centered on them. They never are wrong. Never. They never are wrong in anything. Even when they are wrong, they will be the ones, they never accept that they are wrong because you are the one to apologize for them being wrong. Because they will put the blame on you. They will channel the whole thing back on you. So when someone is self-centered, when one partner is self-centered, when everything is just around them, they think that everything is just on them, it's always bring conflict. It will always bring what? Argument. Because they never accept any blame. They never accept that things are wrong. So when it's like that, it brings a lot of argument, because you try your best to tell them and over again to let them understand things that they did wrong, but they will not. What happens? They're gonna keep on saying the same thing again, because they will still keep on blaming you. So when one partner is self-centered, it brings a lot of conflict, and it brings what? A lot of argument in that relationship. What do you think? What do you think? You are listening to Bervin Sapasino. Okay. You're listening to Bervin Sapasino. Welcome. Join us. I would like to know what you think. If you're joining us for the first time, you're welcome. Okay. We're still discussing on arguments, relationships. What are those things that you think that causes argument in a relationship? What are those things? Put it on the comment section. Let me know. The second thing that we're going to point out, second thing that I know maybe a lot of people might say that I think is the most important thing, that is always bring conflict, it always bring argument in a relationship a lot, is finance. It's also known as money. 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 You know, it's a major issue in any relationship. Money is the major issue. It's always the major issue in a relationship. Couples argue about money all the time. They argue about money all the time. You know, how much did you spend? You spend that. Who spent that? So why did you spend such amount of money on something? I needed money, you didn't give me money. Why are you hiding money? Because some partners, they hide money from their partners to avoid what? Conflict. They spend money, they hide it. Because of what? To avoid conflict. You're supposed to give me some money to cook. The money you gave me is not enough. The money that you gave me is not enough. Okay, I gave you some money yesterday, but you didn't bring the change back. It's all about money. Money always bring conflict, bring what? Argument in a relationship. Money. A lot. You are stingy. You don't give money. Your girlfriend asks you money. You say, no, you don't have it. You don't give. She will call you stingy. You bring conflict. You bring argument. You give her money every time. She keep on asking more. Or he keep on asking more. But I gave you money yesterday. What happened with it? You spend it. It's money issues. Bring a lot of work, conflict in a relationship. All you want is just money. Every time you're asking me money. Why? It brings a lot of work, conflict, and argument in a relationship. What do you think? Let me know what you think. If there are some things that you know that brings argument, you can let me know. The line is open. You can call. Let me know what you think about it. Or you can put it on the comment section. Another thing that brings argument, brings disagreement, brings conflict in a relationship, I think is sex. sex, both the giver and the receiver. When one partner uses sex as a weapon to punish the other, when they refuse it to give it to you because they are angry or they see it as a back to the other person, it brings what? It brings a lot of argument in that relationship. When someone is angry, one is angry, he did something wrong, then they withhold that from you. They refuse to have sexual intercourse with you. They stop sleeping with their partner because they're angry. They're much angry. It brings a lot of conflict. It brings a lot of argument. A lot. It's a lot of argument. In the ship. So that's one of it. Because really, that is not really good as well. Because when you're in a relationship, you're in that relationship, you're supposed to it. Or when someone is angry or trying back to the other person, and then they use an avenue to punish you, that is not really, it's very, very bad, and it will lead you to the second thing I'm going to say about now that brings conflict as well, which is what? Infidelity. Infidelity is also known as what? Cheating. That's one of a lot of people argue, a lot of people fight, a lot of people have disagreement because of that. A lot. It brings a lot of argument in a relationship. Infidelity. Couples argue a lot about infidelity these days. It has become normal. It has become even normal to people, to couples, to family. In a relationship, it has become normal these days to argue about that. I think it's because of technology, smartphones, social media, and other things. They have made it very easy. So easy and difficult these days. It still becomes so easy and difficult for people to even to handle problems of infidelity. Social media, a lot of people, a lot of things that even to the extent that people don't even know what they can call or what they can classify as what infidelity anymore, because it's becoming so rampant that you cannot even appreciate it. You don't even know what it is anymore. Understand? So that because of that, it brings a lot of conflict. It brings a lot of argument in a relationship. A lot of argument in that relationship. A lot of argument. Understand? So I don't know what you think. I'd like you to put on the comment section. What are the things that you think that brings argument in a relationship, that bring disagreement in a relationship? Put it in the comment section. That's some minor things, minor things. A lot of little things that can bring argument. A lot. Many minor things that you can't. You didn't do the dishes. The house is untidy, is unkept. You just see it and just go. Brings a lot of argument. Start arguing over it. Those things brings what? Argument. When the tone that you use to talk to your partner sometimes make them angry. From there, you do what? Become arguments. You start arguing over it. Understand? So there's a lot of things that bring argument in the relationship. Like throughout the weekend we've been discussing about things about argument, and we even talk about the positives that you can get from it. Understand? So, and we made mention that yes, sometimes it's good for you to confront conflict, sort it out, because when you manage it properly, it makes your relationship to be healthy, so it grows, maturity and all that. We even say that it's good for you to avoid it as well, because when it's heated, you can just try to avoid it so that it will not escalate to someone being abusive or being violent to the other. Understand? So that's all we discussed that throughout the week. Tonight we're discussing on what causes those arguments. What are the things that causes those arguments? Understand? We mentioned about finance, also known as money, infidelity, also known as cheating, sex, both the person that is receiving it and the person that is giving it. Understand? So when someone is holding it or withholding it or using it as a tool to punish the other, we talk about self-centered. When someone is foolish or someone is selfish, you just you understand everything is just around them. They just want being said. Everything is around them. Those are the few things that we've mentioned. Understand? So there are more of them. Things that bring arguments in a relationship. Secrets. Yes, before you meet or you bet the soul of your life or the person you are together with, your boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband, you have things that you might not like them to know. That's what we call secret. That is understandable. But once you start coming to that relationship, there is a stage whereby you guys start knowing each other more. You're getting more intimate. Maybe that relationship grows to another level. It can lead to marriage or something else, or you've been in a relationship for a long time. You get to that stage, you keep secrets anymore. You're open now to each other. You tell each other everything. You don't keep secret no more. So, but when you are still keeping secret, there are some things that you keep, and the other person they finally find out that you've kept a secret from them. What does it bring? It brings doubt. It brings distrust in that relationship. It brings a lot of disagreement, a lot of disagreement, because you keep in secret, the person it's going to find it difficult to trust you. Even if the person trusts you before, he's going to find it difficult to trust you, because he or she will be thinking that there's other things that you don't want them to see. There's other things that you don't want them to know about you. And they start doubting you. And once they start doubting you, what happens? It brings a lot of conflict, because once the trust is broken, it's difficult to get it back. It's very, very difficult to get it back. And that brings a lot of conflict. It brings a lot of arguments in a relationship. A lot. Those are the things that brings argument, disagreement in a relationship. A lot of them. What do you think? Line is open, so you can call. You can call without your name. You don't need to give your name. You can withhold your name. If you want to give your name, it's up to you. There's no obligation. Put a comment on the comment section. Let me know what you think. What are those things that you think that brings argument in relationship? Because no relationship, there's no relationship that doesn't argue. You always argue in a relationship. It's not for you to argue in your relationship. Like we said, it's normal to argue. So when you argue in your relationship, it does not mean that your relationship is bad or yours is the worst. No, it's normal. Because through argument, you know a lot about your partner. Through argument, you can build your self-confidence through that, because you are confident. You can say things that you want to say until the way you say it, how you compose yourself and speak without trying to do what? Humiliate or make your partner, the other person, to feel like they are nobody. Understand? So that is it. Build your self-confidence in a relationship. So, like I said, argument in a relationship, disagreement in a relationship is normal. What is how you handle it? That's what matters. The next stage in that argument, if it can escalate or not. Understand? So is the handle, how you handle it. How do you manage that argument when it comes? Some people can walk away. They don't want to confront the argument. They don't want to hurt the other person. Maybe they cannot control their anger. When there's an argument, they can say things that they will regret. Instead of them standing or confronting the argument, what they do is to walk away. When they calm down, when they are calm, they can come back, then talk. That is good. It's understandable. But if you can manage the argument, if you can give your partner opportunity to express themselves, and you both of you, one listens, one talk, and then you can talk together. You can learn a lot of things from that, because he or she will tell you some things that you don't know about them. They use the opportunity to tell you things that you do that they don't like. A lot of things that they've been keeping inside of them, they will tell you, they will talk to you about it. Because of what? They have the opportunity, because they're angry. They will tell you everything they wanted to tell you. And you absorb them. They'll be telling you stuff. You grab it and listen. Then you have the opportunity to do what? To explain yourself. There are things that maybe you are doing, you don't know that you're doing it. Some things that you unknowingly are doing them, you don't know. But because you gave them the opportunity for them to tell you those things, they will tell you all of them. Then you have options. It's either you change or you allow ego to take control of you. And when your ego take control of you, what happens? It will escalate, because you try to be defensive. You try to defend yourself. And when you try to defend yourself, then it can grow to something else. Maybe something that you cannot control, because now your voices will rise and you start like doing what? Shouting over your voices, and might lead to you calling each other names. And once names calling start, can lead to what else? Someone being aggressive, or someone being physical. And when you're physical, it become what? Become violence. We made mention as well that in a relationship that you are in, and you have the opportunity to speak out, you don't have the opportunity, you are scared of speaking, understand, in that relationship, because of you are afraid that the other person will do what? Be abusive or the person gonna be, violence towards you, that you have to do what you need to every relationship. That's part of the things we discussed throughout the weekend. Understand? So there's a lot of things we got to point out this evening that brings argument in relationship. A lot of them. And one of them is what? When someone is showing superiority. When you're trying to let the other person feel inferior. When you think that you are better than the other person. In that, have you seen that some relationship that one person thinks maybe because they went to school or they can speak good English or they can speak good grammar, and the other person maybe didn't have the opportunity, but they saw all those qualities. They know that this person maybe he didn't go so far in education or something, or they struggle sometimes in maybe one area or the other. Understand? Yes, you got all the qualifications, you got a good job, you got the money, right? Yes, but you already know that yes, the person didn't go far in education. You still went along to marry this person or be in relationship with this person. So whenever there's a little bit conflict, you always try to let this person know that you are superior. That superiority will come in. You try to do what? You try to let them know that they are inferior to you. They are nobody. Understand? Try to let them feel bad, feel low, too low, demean them all the time. That brings a lot of conflict. It brings a lot of arguments. It brings a lot of things. It can be a man, it can be a woman. Understand? Because you are challenging their ego. They are challenging their ego. And you know how it is when someone challenges someone's ego. They will try to do the same thing we're talking about. They will try to defend themselves. You understand? They will try to defend themselves. It brings a lot of conflict, a lot of argument in a relationship. I don't know what you think. What do you think? When someone tries to show that they are superior in everything. Sometimes, you might even be the person that sponsored them in their education. After going to school and everything, now they got a job, a well-paid job, because you try to do what? You try to, how will I say, make a sacrifice or compromise in some areas just to make sure that yes, maybe they went to school, you support them, they get their qualifications, now they finish, they got a good job, because now they earn more money than you. What happens? They try to make you feel inferior. Any little thing they will show you and tell you they're superior than you. They speak good grammar than you. Understand? It brings a lot of conflict. When he's a man, a woman can do that to a man, because you're challenging the man's ego. What do you think the man do? They become what? Violent. That's when they beat the lady up. I beat the woman. What happens? The woman will do what? She'll be angry. Makes her to be angry. It brings some conflict. Then there'll be a lot of arguments. And that might lead her to do one of those things that we said that earlier. She might do what? She will withhold sex from you. And from there it's become a big conflict into that relationship. Understand? So showing superiority to someone, showing superiority to your partner It's a big no because it brings a lot of conflict. It brings a lot of argument in the relationship. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? One of the things that also bring conflict, also bring argument, that bring disagreement in a relationship. This one, a lot of people maybe they overlook it because some people might not notice. They might not notice that they will be doing it unknowingly, out of ignorance. They'll be doing it. It's no support. No support. When one of the partners, or they never help in anything. They never help in anything. One partner be just like maybe you just leave the other one, just one person to do everything. They let you do everything all by yourself. You do the dishes, you do the washing, you do the school runs, you go to the market to buy foodstuffs. You are the only one bringing the money. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? One person just doing everything. You are the only one. The other person doesn't want to participate in anything. That brings a lot of conflict. Sometimes they do that. Maybe they don't even know what they're doing. They're doing that. Maybe they wake up in the morning, they just go to work, or they wake up in the morning, they go to their office, or wake up to the morning, they go to their trading or anything, just go out morning. They come back late at night. Continuously keep on doing the same. They don't participate in anything. School runs, children going to having children, maybe parents' evening, they're not there. Children stuff, they don't. School runs, nothing. Food stuff, everything, nothing. Dishes, washing, they don't participate in anything. Even some of them might even get to the extent of not even bringing money to the house. They don't bring money to the house. It brings a lot of conflict. A lot of conflict. It brings a lot of argument. Because the other person might be doing it, taking control of all those things, managing it, the whole thing, doing the whole shows all by themselves. It will get to a stage, they will get tired. They will get tired. And when they get tired, they get frustrated. And when they get frustrated, they get angry. And when they're angry, they will burst. And when they burst, they're going to talk to you anyhow they want. And it brings argument. Why are you talking to me like that? You don't have respect? Why? It brings a lot of argument. You start like shouting at each other, pointing fingers and all that. It brings a lot of argument, a lot. No support. When someone doesn't help in anything, when they leave their partner to do everything just all by themselves, it brings a lot of argument. And a lot of people, they do that unknowingly. They don't even know what they're doing, because it's something that maybe you might not notice when you're doing them. Understand? The other ones we pointed out, maybe, something that maybe someone can just maybe notice that, a few of them. But this one, a lot of people might do that, but they might not notice that what they're doing. Understand? All of these and so many other things bring conflict and argument in a relationship. But I think it's your responsibility to communicate when you need help on what the other person, your partner, is doing that you don't like. It's their responsibility. Talk to them. Let them know. Because if you don't talk, if you don't open your mouth, if you don't talk to them or let them know that what they're doing is not right, they will not know what they're doing. Like we mentioned in one of the sessions we had, we said that if you don't talk to your partner, if you don't let them know that they're hurting you or what they're doing that you don't like it, they are not magicians. They will not know what is inside your mind. They will not read your mind. So that's why you need to talk. Speak out. Tell them, what is it? What are those things that they are doing that you don't like? Talk to them. They may be doing those things unknowingly. They will be doing them out of ignorance. If you don't say, they will continue doing them without knowing that you are hurting inside. Call them to order. Talk to them. Make the environment conducive for them to listen to what you are going to say. That's where you bring maturity. That's when maturity comes into it, right? Make the environment conducive for them to listen. There are times you're going to need to talk to somebody. They will listen to you. You know your partner well, more than anybody. You know them. There are times you need to talk to them. They have no other choice than to listen to you, because you already made that environment conducive for them to listen. They will listen to you. Then you tell them those things that they do that you don't like. Those things that they're doing to you that is hurting you, that is affecting your feelings, affecting your emotions, affecting you so hard. You are not supporting me in this. I need your support in that. I need your support here. I know you're busy, but can you make out a bit of time to help me on this? Make out time. Talk to them. Because when you talk to someone with respect, they will listen to you and they will give you respect back. So we'll discuss in this evening. What are those things that brings argument in a relationship? The things that bring argument in a relationship. What are the things that bring argument in a relationship? The line is open, like I said. Call me. Let me know what you think. What are the things that you think that brings argument in a relationship? What are the things? You can put them on the comment section. Read them out. Okay. Yeah, you're listening to, Wano. You can, if you're joining us for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. YouTube channel is on YouTube. Wano on YouTube. We have Wano on Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook. Wano_JJ on Twitter. Understand? On this program, we do this program every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time. It's a live program where we discuss everyday family issues. We pick random topics, then we'll discuss on them. Like this weekend, we'll be discussing about what? Conflict, argument, disagreement in a relationship. And one of the topics we discuss in this evening is what causes argument. What are those things that cause disagreement? What are those things that cause what? Conflict in a relationship. We've mentioned few of them. And one of the things as well, one of the things that bring conflict or the things that bring argument in a relationship is what? Criticism. When the other partner or one of the partners, they don't see anything that you do as anything. Whatever you do is not good enough. They will criticize everything you do. You try your best, they will criticize it. I think it's related to that superiority. You try your best, they criticize it. At the beginning, maybe they criticize you all the time. Then now you try your best to do what? To improve on some areas. Now you put in effort. Like what I said earlier, maybe the other person is not really good in English or is not good with language or something. And why the one that thinks that he's superior or she's superior use that as advantage. They keep on doing what? Try to make the other one feel bad. Try to make the other one feel little. Then what they do? They start criticizing every little thing the person does. Every little thing he does, they would criticize it. You know, they make you feel bad all the time. They make you feel little all the time. They make you feel doubting. You start even doubting yourself. You start doubting yourself because no matter what you do, it's not good enough to the person. Upon that, you try your best to improve. You try your best to study. You try your best to read books. You try your best to go to night classes. You try your best to be good, at least to speak, so you can interact with people. Because whenever you go outside with them or when you go out somewhere with them, they always say, "What? Don't speak. Don't even try to open your mouth. I don't want you to embarrass me." Because of what? They think they're superior. Because of that, they will criticizing you all the time, whatever you do. Even at home, you do things, they'll criticize you. Nothing is good for them. Nothing that you do is enough. It brings a lot of disagreement. It brings a lot of conflict. It brings a lot of argument. Because this person that is on the receiving end one day will get tired of it. And they will do what? They would like to do what? React. And when they react, it might not be good. It's one of the things that bring conflict. It brings argument in a relationship. A lot of them. I don't know what you think. What do you think? What are the things that you think that brings argument in a relationship? You know, when someone tries to push you so hard, they try so much to push you so hard, they criticize you a lot. Yes, from criticism, they will tell you a lot of things that maybe they have a lot of high expectation from you. They place you somewhere that to their eyes, that's what they expect you to be. For them, they're supposed to help you to get there, but they will not do that. But what they're doing, they use the opportunity to do what? To criticize you all the time. You understand? The expectation they expected from you is too high. Why they placed you? you know. But the thing is that they knew that you are not there. You have some other qualities that they see you before they pick you up, right? Other qualities that they see before they come to you. You guys become friends or you become partners. But they neglect those qualities. Now they try to push you up somewhere that the expectation is too high in their own standard. Understand? It's not that it's bad to push someone. It's not that it's bad to encourage someone to improve. That is, but when there's criticism behind it, when there's superiority behind it, when the person is trying to humiliate you all the time, when they're using the opportunity to talk to you the way they like, any way they like, they try to make you go insane sometimes. It brings a lot of conflict. It brings a lot of arguments in a relationship. A lot of them. A lot of argument. Like I said, sometimes argument is good. But the problem is this. How do you guys manage the argument? How do you handle it? What are the ways that you handle the argument when you argue with your partners? When you're having disagreement, how do you people handle it? Because that is the most important thing. You can argue, have disagreement. It's always there in a relationship because, like I said, you are human. Human disagree. They agree on things. So how do you handle them? How do you handle them? In relationship, you'll be surprised to know that a lot of people, a lot of couples, a lot of people in a relationship, they argue about almost the same thing. They argue about all the things that we talk about: money, we call it finance. They argue about infidelity. They argue about sex. They argue about superiority. They argue about no support in the family. They argue about a lot of things. They argue about selfishness. They argue about most of everything. Some can be 3, 4, 5. Some can be 2 out of it, but almost similar things they argue about. You understand? So he is there. He is there. So when you argue and don't think your relationship is the worst, it's bad. No, it happens. The thing that you be worried about is how do you handle the argument? How do you people settle argument and after argument? How do you guys settle? Does it lead to resentment? Does it lead to don't talk to each other more? Does it lead to violence? Do you understand what I mean? So that is where the problem is. That's when you're going to start having issues. If it gets to that, the next thing that you start lacking communication, you don't talk to each other, you're afraid to speak out, you're afraid to argue, you're afraid to disagree on things. You're afraid because you cannot speak out because you don't want it to escalate. That is when the problem come in. And by that time, I think you guys need help. You need to seek help. You need to sit down and think about it. Or you can need to sit down and evaluate your relationship. To make a relationship work, you need to work. Both of you need to work into it. Like I said yesterday, all you need is to be patient, considerate, and open-minded. Okay, we're coming to the end of today's tonight session. Thank every one of you, those that participated throughout the weekend, and those that are even staying with us till this end. Say to you, thank you, and I hope that you enjoy your weekend. And I will see you again next Friday. Till then, have a lovely weekend and God bless. Thank you.